5 years after The Worst Person in the World, director Joachim Trier and actor Renate Reinsve are back with their latest film, Sentimental Value. This time round, it's a full-on family affair with plenty of drama and daddy issues. Renate Reinsve plays Nora, a famous Norwegian actress who has a dysfunctional relationship with her dad, Gustav, played by none other than Stellan Skargård, who you probably know from Mamma Mia and the Dune films. The story centres around a new film that Gustav is directing with his daughter in mind for the role, but when she turns it down, we see the emotional ripple effect that it has on everyone involved, stirring up feelings from the family's past, present and future. But back to the big question, was it any good? In short, yeah, I thought it was rather enjoyable. The cast gave convincing performances as this broken family, a family drowning in their unconfronted trauma. As a film, it works as a deeply personal look at a grieving father and his two daughters following the loss of their mother. But at times I thought it was all a little too fragmented. You see, the film basically focuses on one character at a time, with surprisingly little overlap between the family. Maybe this is just me, but I really wanted more scenes of the daughters confronting their dad, instead of what actually happens where they dance around the idea of it for way too long. I understand that it's not the done thing to be overt in a 2-hour independent film, but it all felt pretty safe. When I watched The Worst Person in the World, the characters were more in your face, and it felt like it had something to say, something to yell out to the world. But when I watch Sentimental Value, it feels more introspective and more clinical, like it's probing the idea of family trauma like a medical operation. And this is all fine if you fancy a quieter, more serene film, but to me it came off as a tad boring. The story itself is interesting as it makes us ask ourselves questions about our commitment to our family. In the film, we see Nora and Agnes struggling with their mental health after the death of their mother, but as the film opens up, we see the trauma that's followed their family over the years. I think the film's director is trying to tell us that we shouldn't let sadness haunt our lives. The characters in the film let their unprocessed feelings stagnate and fester, and it's only when we delve into their emotional outlets that we see how it has truly affected them. Specifically, when we look at Nora, we see a very accomplished actress who's doing a run of shows in the theatre, but it's when we look behind the curtain, we see a deeply troubled person who uses the theatre as an escape from her demons. Then, later in the film, we see Gustav's new film as a processing of this grief that centres around their family house. Directing a drama in your family's house based on your real-life experiences and memories may not be exactly subtle, but I do think it's a lovely kind of analogy for digesting family grief in all its complexities. With that said, I still think I prefer his previous film. Undoubtedly, Sentimental Value is a finely constructed film with gorgeous cinematography throughout, but I just wanted a little more when it came to the collision of characters to raise the stakes a bit. Overall, I'd give Sentimental Value a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, I've been Never Hold Back, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!